in the fields. In this area here, we talk about 3 related plants: corn, beans, and squash. And there's a term now that's been around for maybe 100 years or so. They 3 sisters. And it's just not a totally accurate translation. In the language, it means 3 relatives. And the 3 relatives being corn, beans, and squash. So our traditional way of planting was in hills, so we didn't plow up the whole field. We would just alternate the hills at different times. Every year would be a different place we'd put a hill. And the corn would be in the middle of that, and it requires a lot of nitrogen. So the beans that are growing right next to the corn, and the beans, they put nitrogen in the soil. And the climbing beans, they'll climb up the stalk of the corn. So that's how they're related. That's their special relationship. And around the outside is where we plant our squash. So the squash now has these nice big leaves. It keeps the ground moist, and it also prevents a lot of the weeds that grow up, so it's a minimal maintenance for growing. And we say, even though we have many, many other types of plants, these are the main ones. These are our sustenance. We really appreciate the fact that we can rely on them, and these plants require the women. As it's described in the language, it's the women who are sisters to the plants. It's the plants and our mothers, our women, that have that relationship. So they're sisters to each other, and the plants are relatives to each other. And so to all of those plants that give us sustenance, we give them great big love and a great big hug, and to say thank you so much for doing what you're doing, and we really, really appreciate that, and we want you to continue your responsibility. So this is the reason we say this is how our minds are to be.